There was a comment left on my How I Feel About Black Men video by Nat Turner is Alive, and I want to respond to that comment with a video because I'm tired of black men accusing black women of being the only ones who copy other races. And they want to act like black women are the only ones who are insecure sometimes. First of all, security or insecurity is directly linked to how you're treated. It's also directly linked to the messages we get in our society about what's acceptable and what's not, and also what's beautiful and what's not. If you don't acknowledge the outside causes of some of the insecurities that black women have, then it's like you're saying that black women are inherently insecure, which means it's in the DNA. And if it's in the DNA, then it's also in you. By the way, it's not in the DNA, it's in the atmosphere, but I'm just saying. But anyway, I'm going to go off on a little tangent, and I'm talking to both black men and black women. To a certain degree, you can't diss one half of the black race, whether it's black women or black men, without it reflecting badly on the other side. And also, you can't uplift the opposite sex of another race without uplifting the whole race. For example, if you say, well, I like white men because they're smart, or because they're smarter than black men. Okay, well, if white men are smarter than black men, then wouldn't white women be smarter than black women? It'd have to be that way because white men come from white women. They're two peas in a pod. So basically, all you really said is that white people are smarter than black people. Or, for example, if a black guy says, well, I like white women because they're nicer. Okay, so you think white women are angels, but white men are assholes? Wouldn't white men also have to be nicer? Because white women don't make themselves. They come from white women and white men. So basically all you've done is say that white people are nicer than black people. Now I'm pretty sure that most of us have seen the doll test where they ask the little black kids which one is the nice doll and they'll point to the white one. You hate to see that, don't you? It just breaks your heart. Then why is your so-called grown-up, wiser, enlightened ass still doing the exact same thing? If you want to critique the opposite sex of your race, then just talk about them. Because when you make the comparisons, you just make the whole race look bad. Next point. I'm tired of black men saying, some of them now, that black women are insecure, yet they want black women to have understanding for why black men are the last ones to be hired and the first ones fired, why they get stopped by the cops just because they're driving a fancy car, why the cops are quick to pull a gun on you, quick to pull the trigger, stuff like that. Alright, if you're not going to have compassion or understanding for what we go through as black women, why should we care what you go through? And this goes right back to the video I made about how I feel about black men. What's the point of us both being black if you still can't understand me? If you still can't understand why black women are sometimes insecure? And again, why should I care about what you're going through? And then some guys will come back and try and say, well, you can't compare black women's insecurities about their hair, for example, to black men not being able to find a job. Our issue is way more serious than yours. Yeah, well, that is exactly not the fucking point. If I come to you and say that my dog died and I'm feeling bad about it, you don't need to turn around and say, well, my mom died, so what you worry about your dog for? It don't cost you nothing to say, I'm sorry your dog died. And then you can say, and you know what? My mom died too. And then I can say, oh, I'm sorry your mom died. Now, I'm not going to act like a dog is equal to a person, but if you brush my dog off like it ain't nothing, then I don't give a fuck about your mom. It doesn't cost you anything to say, I'm sorry about your dog. And I know you're feeling bad about it, so I'm going to take all these dog pictures off my wall for a couple of weeks because I know you're still mourning. Or I'll skip all the stories about how I'm having so much fun with my new puppy. We don't have to compare scars and see who's got it worse. We can both just have understanding for each other, regardless of which group has the more pressing issues in their lives. This ain't no damn contest, or at least it shouldn't be. I am so tired of black men talking about black women being insecure and just leaving it at that. But then when it comes to why black men are last hired, first fired, then they want to talk about white supremacy and racism and the conspiracy against the black man. Well, I'll say it again. If you don't care about me and what I'm going through, I don't care about you. And don't try to throw it up in my face that you got it worse than me, because what I'm going through is what I'm going through. So respect it, or I don't respect you. Do not trivialize my struggles. Moving along to Mr. Turner's comment. Black women are even changing their YouTube names to Asian names, but show me an Asian woman changing their names to be like a black woman. Ooh, sounds like a challenge. First of all, sir, it could be that the black women who are choosing these Asian screen names are just naming themselves after something in the Asian culture that they like. Or maybe they chose that name hoping to catch the attention of Asian males. Either way, it ain't got shit to do with trying to be like an Asian woman. Matter of fact, how do you even be like an Asian woman? I know how you can be like a black woman or a white woman, but how do you be like an Asian woman without putting on their traditional dress or something, which we don't do? So how do you even act like an Asian girl? I don't even know. Please, show me a black girl trying to act like an Asian girl. And while you're looking for those 1 or 2 examples, if you can find that, I'll show you some Asian girls acting like some black girls. Roll 'em.
I got the crew in the house again. Right, and it doesn't have to do anything with your color. No. H-Bomb, speak on it. I know you got something to say, brother.
Yeah.
I just love Miss Anvu on the end because she got the crew all up in the house again. Oh yeah, Asian girls talk like that all the time, Nat. All the time. Because it ain't got nothing to do with your color. No, I'm just playing around. Don't take it too seriously. I really don't have a problem with Anvu. I think she says a few things that's really not her place sometimes, but, you know, she alright. But anyway, my favorite clip was that Asian girl walking down the hall like Rihanna with the little, mohawk thing. That was straight up black female swagger. But anyway, Nat, let me get this straight. Asian women can borrow from our culture, but if we just get a little fucking Asian screen name, all of a sudden we're trying to be like Asian women? Get the fuck out of here. No, seriously, get out. You guys won't acknowledge how much other women copy some of the things that we do. What about all these new singers out today trying to copy the black female voice? All the runs and twills they do with their voice. That's like a black woman. I'm not going to sit here and say that they want to look like us because they don't, but they sure as hell want to act like us sometimes. Nat, I got a little assignment for you if you're up to the challenge. And yes, I am trying to shame you into it. Please find me some black girls who are copying Asian girls as hard as them Asian girls were copying black girls just then. Yeah, go ahead and do that, and then we'll see who wants to be like whom. Ain't no black girls trying to be Asian. Not that there's anything wrong with being Asian now, but I'm just saying it ain't happening. And Nat, you're going to have to come with something better than screen names. Moving along, what else did Mr. Turner have to say? He writes, I listened to the whole video and have heard you addressing black men for years. I've never heard you addressing Asian men and their racism towards blacks. As I already said in the comment section, I never will. I wouldn't dare make a video complaining about people not liking me when I know they wouldn't care if I didn't like them. Complaining about people not liking you is a sign that you're on the bottom. I hated it that so many black women were offended when John Mayer said he had a David Duke dick. Who cares? Do you think he would give a fuck if you told him that you exclude white men from your sexual pool? Fuck no. So then you don't need to give a damn about what he excludes from his pool. Alright, I was going to elaborate about the rest of what I said to Nat Taylor, but I think that's another video for another time. I think I've said enough for tonight. I need to get to bed because I got things to do tomorrow. Laters.